You've got an AI agent managing your calendar, another one writing your emails, another one handling customer inquiries, processing invoices, drafting proposals. And they are all making decisions right now without asking you, without waiting for permission. So here's the question that should keep you up at night.
Who is controlling the agents?
Because I guarantee you, while you are sleeping, your agents are negotiating with other people's agents. They are coordinating workflows. They are making calls about what happens next in your business. And if you haven't answered the control question, you are not building automation. You are building a very expensive science experiment.
And you're the lab rat.
I'm Kim.
And I'm Hal.
And this is Small Business, Big AI, where we skip the hype, skip the tutorials, and go straight to what actually matters for the people running real businesses in a world that just got a whole lot more complicated.
Today we are going where nobody else is willing to go.
And that is past the tools, past the adoption metrics, and straight to the question that separates the businesses that scale from the businesses that implode. When AI agents run your workflows,
who the hell is running the AI?
Okay, Hal, so let's set the table. Now, MIT just dropped their 2026 AI predictions, and number 2 on the list is blunt. This is a make or break year for AI agents. I mean, not the chatbots that you're experimenting with, not even the assistants drafting your email, but agents. We're talking autonomous systems that take action on your behalf. Now, systems that they don't wait for instruction, they execute. And the numbers are staggering. Agentic AI market is projected to hit $45 billion by 2030. Now, Gartner is saying that 40% of enterprise applications will have embedded agents by the end of this year, and that's up from less than 5% in 2025. We are talking about an 8x jump in just 12 months.
Hold on. I need to sit with that for a second.
Okay.
8x in 12 months?
Yep.
That is not normal adoption velocity. That is either the fastest enterprise transformation in history or somebody is selling a fantasy and calling it a forecast. Which one is it?
Oh, honestly, it might be both. And here's where it gets interesting.
Wait, before you go there, let me guess where this is going.
Okay.
Everyone rushes in to build the agents. Adoption numbers look incredible on paper. Leadership is thrilled. And then 6 months in, nobody can actually make the thing work in production. Am I close?
Oh, whoa, look who's on their game this morning. You're not just close, you are dead on. I mean, Commanda just published their 2026 State of Agentic Orchestration report. And the number that alarmed me, Hal, was this. 73% of organizations, now that's nearly 3 out of 4, admit that there is a massive gap between what they want to do with agentic AI and what they can actually deploy in the real world. And get this, only 11% of use cases made it to production last year.
11%. So let's get real about what those numbers actually mean. We are not talking about a learning curve. We are talking about a 90% failure rate. In any other business context, if 90% of your initiatives fail to launch, someone will be getting fired.
Someone, the whole team. And the question nobody is asking is why? Because it is not the technology. I mean, the technology is ready. The tools exist. The platforms are now mature.
So what is it?
Well, it's control. So when you build one agent to handle customer support, another to manage inventory, and another to schedule appointments, and then another to process invoices, Well, then who is orchestrating? I mean, who is making sure they are not just working independently, but working together? Who is making sure that your scheduling agent is not booking client calls at the same time that your operations agent already committed the team to a production deadline?
Okay, so this is coordination failure at scale. But hear me out, because coordination problems are not new. We've dealt with these before computers even existed. We dealt with this before AI. What makes this different from any other workflow problem?
Well, here's the critical difference, Hal. Traditional software waits for you. I mean, you open the tool, you run the process, you close it. You are in control the entire time. But agents, they do not wait, they act continuously. And here is what is coming that most people have not even processed yet. Salesforce is already building what they call the semantic layer, agent to agent communication across organizational boundaries. I mean, your procurement agent negotiating directly with your vendor's inventory agent, or your compliance agent coordinating with your partner's security agent, and no humans in the middle.
Wait, stop. You are telling me we are building toward a world where AI agents from different companies with different objectives, different training, different incentive structures are negotiating with each other on behalf of their respective businesses? And we're just hoping it all works out?
That is exactly what I'm telling you, Hal. And here is my question. It's the one that nobody in this space is asking. Who controls that layer? I mean, not do you trust AI, not is the technology ready, not even which vendor should I pick, but who controls the space where your agents talk to other companies' agents? Who controls where commitments get made on your behalf? Where revenue implications get decided, where your reputation is either protected or exposed.
And the answer for most businesses right now is nobody.
Right.
Nobody is controlling that layer because nobody even knew they needed to.
Nobody knew they needed to. And that is about to become the most expensive gap in business history. Okay, so let me paint a picture. I want to show you the pattern playing out right now across every industry. And it is not complicated, but it is painfully predictable. I mean, companies do what feels natural. They let teams adopt AI agents wherever they see opportunity. Marketing grabs an agent for content creation. And in sales, they grab one for outreach sequences. Operations, they pick one up for inventory management. Finance adds one more for invoice processing. Everybody is solving a problem, and adoption numbers look great. Leadership is celebrating.
And 6 months later, it falls apart.
6 months later, they discover something nobody warned them about. Their agents do not talk to each other. They are duplicating work. They're contradicting each other, operating from different versions of reality. Now, the Harvard Business Review, they just featured a company that ended up with 47 agents across 8 departments. And do you want to know how many of those agents could share data with each other?
I'm going to guess 0.
Right, zero. And researchers are now calling this agent sprawl. I mean, I call it predictable chaos, to tell you the truth, Hal, because here is what nobody tells you when you are adopting these tools. Software is passive. It sits there. It waits for you to open the app, run the task, and close it down.
But agents are not passive. This is the whole point of an agent. It is active. It is doing things whether you are watching or not. And if you have 47 agents doing things without coordination, without a shared operating system, without anyone governing the space between them, you do not have automation. You have 47 employees who have never met one another, who do not know what the company does, who are all improvising every single day.
And that is the disaster hiding inside the adoption success story.
Okay, but here's where I want to push back on behalf of the small business owners listening right now. Because the enterprise company running with the 47 agents, sure, that's a mess. But the tire shop owner, the salon operator, the farmer running a mid-sized operation, they are not building 47 agents. They got maybe 2, 3. Is that really a problem, their problem?
I mean, well, it is absolutely their problem, Hal, and here is why. Because the coordination failure does not require 47 agents. It requires 2 agents and no protocol. So your scheduling agent and your customer communication agent are both touching your client relationships. Now, if they are not working from the same information, then you look disorganized. If they are giving clients conflicting messages, you look incompetent. And none of that is the AI's fault. It is the absence of a control layer.
So you could have 3 agents and still have chaos.
Exactly. 3 agents and 0 coordination is worse than 1 agent used well because now you have 3 sources of confident misinformation. Quick note before we go deeper, if this way of thinking about AI through leadership and not hacks resonates with you, well, then subscribe to Small Business Big AI on your favorite podcast app so you never miss what's coming. All right, let's make this real. So, small professional service firms, 15 people, the owner, we're going to call her Becky. Now, she's running a consulting shop that is growing fast and barely keeping up. So Becky hears about AI agents and she's smart. She is forward thinking and she starts with one, an intake agent that handles client onboarding forms. Now it works beautifully, saves her small team 6 hours a week. And that taste of success is exactly what gets her in trouble.
Because she thinks if one agent saved me 6 hours, 5 agents will save me 30 hours.
Bingo. So then she adds a scheduling agent, then a proposal drafting agent. Her finance person adds an invoicing agent on their own, and marketing adds a social media agent. Now, 5 agents in 90 days, everyone is excited. But then 6 months later, here is what Becky's world looks like. Her scheduling agent is booking client calls during times her proposal agent has already committed to deliverable deadlines. And her invoicing agent is chasing payments for projects her intake agent marked as still in discovery. And guess what? Her social media agent is promoting services the company pivoted away from 3 months ago because nobody told it about the pivot.
So she's just wasting money on these agents. She's actually embarrassing herself in front of her clients. Her AI is making her look disorganized, inconsistent, out of touch, because the left hand literally does not know what the right hand is doing.
And here is the part that really stings. She cannot even figure out which agent is wrong because they are all operating on different versions of the truth. The scheduling agent thinks the team has 40 hours of capacity. The operation agent knows 2 people are out and they are running at only 60%. The proposal agent is pricing engagements based on last quarter's rate sheet. All 3 are confident and all 3 are wrong, and none of them are talking to each other.
So Becky is spending more time cleaning up what her automation broke than she ever saved by implementing it. She is net negative.
Net negative. And she cannot tell you why because on paper, she has AI. She is doing AI. She adopted 5 agents.
Okay, but I want to say something here because I think it's important that people hear. Becky is not stupid. She did not do anything irresponsible. She did exactly what every vendor, every consultant, every LinkedIn post told her to do. She adopted AI. She moved fast. She added tools where she saw opportunity, and it still blew up.
Yep, because she was giving adoption advice when what she needed was architecture advice. There is a massive difference between here is how to use this tool and here is how to build a system where these tools work together. And nobody is having that second conversation.
So, what is the second conversation? Because I think everybody listening right now is doing some version of the Becky math in their head.
Well, the second conversation starts with 3 words: control the layer. So here's what controlling the agent layer actually means: 3 things, and none of them are optional. So the first is a consistent communication protocol. And what I mean by that is every agent in your operation needs to receive instructions the same way, not write me a proposal, not schedule a meeting. You need structure. You need parameters. You need verification checkpoints built in before you even deploy. So that's exactly why we built the impact framework. And I want to be really, really clear about something. Impact, it's not a prompt template. It is not, here are some tips for talking to ChatGPT. It is a governance protocol. Every agent, every time, same 6-step structure. Identify the goal with precision. Set the mode. Are you drafting, analyzing, executing, verifying? You define the parameters, which are the constraints, the data sources, the quality bar. You activate the context. What background does this agent need to not make things up? Then you check the output. What does right look like? And how do you verify it? And finally, transform. If it's not right, well, then how do you iterate?
So, when every agent in your operation speaks impact, they are all working from the same operating manual. They have the same language, the same standards, and that makes coordination actually possible.
That is exactly it. It is the difference between hiring 6 employees and giving them all the same training system versus hiring 6 employees and telling them all to figure it out all by themselves.
And here's what I'm realizing as you say this: it is not just about consistency inside your business. If an agent to agent communication is coming, if your agents are going to be negotiating with other companies' agents, the businesses with a governance protocol are going to have a massive advantage because their agents will be operating from clear, defined parameters. They will know what they are authorized to commit to and what requires human approval. Meanwhile, the businesses without a protocol will have agents making commitments nobody authorized at prices nobody set with terms nobody reviewed.
And that is the stakes. And most people have not even connected the dots yet. Now, the second thing is orchestration, not proliferation. So you do not need an agent for every task. You need agents designed to work together toward the same outcome. And the only way to build that is to map your workflows before you buy your first agent. Which processes in your business need full autonomy? Which ones need a human checkpoint? Which agents need to share data? And what does that handoff look like?
And this is where small businesses actually have a structural advantage over enterprises because a small business owner can map out these core workflows in an afternoon. They do not need a 6-month consultant engagement, a governance committee, 3 stakeholder alignment meetings. They can sit down today, they can draw it on a whiteboard, they will see the automation architecture clearly. Most enterprise IT teams spend a year planning and still don't have this clarity.
Right. The small business owner who takes 3 hours to think through their architecture will outmaneuver the enterprise that spent six figures on agent adoption without asking the orchestration question every single time. The third thing is human oversight on the right layer. And I want to be precise about what this means because people hear oversight and they think, so I review everything the AI does. Now, that is not oversight. That is just doing the work yourself with extra steps.
Right. If you're approving every email your customer service agent sends you, you haven't automated anything. You've just added another step.
That's right, Hal. And Deloitte calls this the shift from human in the loop to human on the loop. So you are not approving every action, you are governing the system. You are setting the rules, defining the authority levels, reviewing patterns, not individual outputs. And you are building in alerts. So when something goes outside the parameters, it escalates to you automatically. You are not babysitting, you are managing.
You know what I keep coming back to?
What?
We are describing management, real, actual management. The same principles that make a high performing human team work: clear expectation, defined authority, systematic communication, outcome based oversight. Those are the exact same things that make an AI agent ecosystem work. And most people never made the connection because they were thinking about AI as software, not a workforce.
And that is the shift. That is the thing that changes everything. The businesses that make that shift in 2026, that start governing their agent layer instead of just collecting agents, they are going to have an unfair advantage that compounds every single month.
While everyone else is stuck in pilot purgatory trying to trust one agent at a time, these businesses have built an ecosystem, a system of intelligence that scales.
And here is the thing that should make everyone uncomfortable. The window for building that advantage is not infinite. While you are deciding whether to take this seriously, someone in your market already is. So, this is not theoretical for me because I am building this right now at my insurance agency. I mean, in real time with real stakes. So, I have ChatGPT handling weekly SOP reviews, pay plan analysis, payroll prep. I have automation running in the background that used to eat up 3 hours a week. And now it just happens while I sleep, while I am in client meetings, while I am focused on the work that actually requires me. But here's what I have learned the hard way: the value is not in each agent doing its individual job, the value is in them working as a system. And that only happens when I am controlling that layer.
Okay, Kim. So give us an example of where you got this wrong, because we know there's one.
Yeah, true. And it was with lease negotiation. I mean, I had one agent analyzing market comps for my agency space, and another tracking my timeline and deadlines. Also, another one was managing my communication log with the landlord, and all three were individually useful, but they were not coordinated. So, my timeline agent thought I had 2 weeks to respond to a proposal, an LOI. And my market analyst agent was working from comps that were now about 2 to 3 weeks old. And my communication agent drafted a response that directly contradicted what I had said in the previous email because it did not have the full thread.
So you had three confident agents giving you three different pictures of the same situation, and you look disorganized to your landlord.
Worse, I almost committed to terms that did not match my actual capacity because my agents were not sharing the same data. So, this is not an AI problem, that is a governance problem. I had not controlled that layer.
So how did you fix it?
Well, impact. I rebuilt the delegation for all three agents using the same structure, same context, same parameters, clear verification checkpoints before anything goes external. And now my payroll agent and my hiring agent are working from the same org chart. My content agent knows my current marketing position because I built that into the parameters. And my scheduling agent and my capacity agent are sharing the same data.
So instead of three agents giving you three different realities, you have one operation with three agents all working from the same truth.
That is when it starts feeling like something different, Hal. Not I use AI tools, but something bigger. When intelligence is running continuously across your operation, all coordinated, all governed, that is when you are building a technology enabled superpower and not just a collection of apps.
And the difference between those two things is whether you control the agent layer.
Full stop. So here's your challenge for the week. And this one is going to sting a little, but it is the one that matters.
List every AI tool and agent that you're currently using in your business, not just the daily ones, all of them. The scheduling assistant, the email drafter, the content generator, the customer service bot, the data analyzer, the invoice processor, the social media scheduler, everything. Write them down. Do not edit. Do not filter. Just list them.
Now ask yourself 3 questions and be completely honest. So, question 1, are these agents working from the same information, or are some of them operating from data that is outdated, incomplete, or just plain wrong?
2, are they coordinated, designed to complement each other, or are they duplicating work, contradicting each other, and creating confusion you have to clean up?
Number 3, if 2 of your agents gave you opposite recommendations right now, today, would you know which one to trust and why?
If you cannot answer all three confidently, you do not have an agent strategy. You have an agent sprawl. And agent sprawl is expensive chaos with a tech budget attached to it.
So the fix is not burn everything down and start over. The fix is start controlling the layer where your agents operate. Start with one clear protocol. Start asking the question that changes everything. Who is actually running this show?
Because if you are not, your agents are. And they are terrible managers.
That's right. Now that's it for today's episode of Small Business Big AI. Thanks so much for tuning in.
If you are ready to stop collecting agents and start governing them, if you want the protocol that turns agent chaos into actual architecture, that is what the Impact Framework is built for. It is not a prompt template. It is the control layer for the agentic era. Learn more at www.smallbusinessbigai.com. The link is in the show notes.
And if this episode hit home, if you heard yourself in Becky's story, if you have been building agent sprawl without realizing it, then come back next week because we are taking this further. If today's question was who controls the agent layer, next week's question is how do you build the architecture that makes control possible.
Small steps lead to big changes.
Until next time, keep building your technology-enabled superpower. This has been
Small business, big AI.
We'll catch you in the next episode.